Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. My today's topic is non-metals, their physical properties. Class 10th chemistry. Non-metals are the elements that do not conduct heat and electricity and are neither malleable nor ductile. They are brittle. They are not lustrous. They have dull appearance. If we take the examples of non-metals, carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, silicon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, bromine, iodine, helium, neon and argon, these are the examples of non-metals. The allotropic forms of carbon element, diamond and graphite, they are also non-metals. There are 22 non-metals. Out of these 22, 10 non-metals are solids. One non-metal, that is bromine, it is a liquid, whereas 11 non-metals are gases. Non-metals are the elements which form negative ions by gaining electrons. Though non-metals are small in number as compared to metals, but they play a very important role in our daily life. In fact, life would not have been possible without the presence of non-metals on the earth. For example, carbon is one of the most important non-metals because all the life on this earth is based on carbon compounds. This is because the carbon compounds like proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins and enzymes are essential for the growth and development of living organisms. Another non-metal, oxygen, is equally important for the existence of life. The most abundant non-metal in the Earth's crust is oxygen, which constitutes about 50% of the Earth's crust. Let us take the physical properties of non-metals. First one is non-metals are neither malleable nor ductile. Non-metals are brittle, that means they break easily. Non-metals are not malleable, they cannot be beaten with a hammer to form thin sheets. Non-metals are not ductile, they cannot be stretched to form thin wires. Thus, solid non-metals can neither be hammered into thin sheets nor drawn into thin wires. The property of being brittle, that means breaking easily, it is called brittleness. Thus, brittleness is a characteristic property of non-metals. So another property is non-metals do not conduct heat and electricity. So non-metals do not conduct heat and electricity because unlike metals, they have no free electrons. Carbon in the form of graphite, it is the only non-metal which is good conductor of electricity. Another property is non-metals are not lustrous. That means they are not shiny, they are dull. They do not have luster or chamak. They do not have a shining surface. The solid non-metals have a dull appearance. For example, sulfur and phosphorus are non-metals which have no luster. They do not have a shining surface. Non-metals are generally soft. It is another property, that means non-metals are generally soft except diamond. Diamond is a hard non-metal. All other non-metals are soft. Non-metals are not strong. They are easily broken. Non-metals may be solids, liquids or gases at the room temperature. For example, carbon, sulfur, and phosphorus are solid nonmetals. Bromine is a liquid nonmetal. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and chlorine are gaseous nonmetals. Another property is non-metals have comparatively low melting points and boiling points except diamond. Diamond is a non-metal having high melting point. So if we take the example of sulfur, the melting point of sulfur is 115 degrees Celsius, which is quite low. If we take the melting point of diamond, diamond is also a non-metal. Its melting point is 3500 degrees Celsius, which is very high. So it is the only non-metal, that is diamond, which has high melting point. All other non-metals are having low melting points. Another property is non-metals have low densities. That is, non-metals or light substances. They are light, they have low densities. Non-metals are sonorous, non-sonorous. That means they do not produce sound when hit with an object. So non-metals do not produce any sound. Non-metals have many different colors. For example, sulfur is yellow, phosphorus is white or red, graphite is black, chlorine is yellowish green, whereas hydrogen, oxygen, they are colorless. So these are the properties, physical properties of non-metals.